Okay, so it took 10 years. Now, if you were like some Smallville fans, you've actually followed it the whole 10 years. Fewer fans, kind of like myself, you kind of checked out probably around season 4 and intermittently watched it. I didn't really jump back into it till Justice last year, which was epic. Now, of course, with this season, they introduced Darkseid, as well as his cronies, Granny Goodness, Desaad, and drawing a blank on the third one because he really didn't do a whole lot. But they had so much ground to cover. You had Antimatter Universe. Lionel was still alive. Tess. They mentioned that there's going to be the reincarnation of Lex Luthor. They had the wedding that was going on. You all still had to deal with Darkseid. And they also had kind of mentioned there were other superheroes. So essentially you kind of had to tie up almost 10 years worth of kind of loose storylines here and there. And then answer the big questions. Were we going to see him fly? Were we going to see him put on the suit? And of course, this one being a 2-hour long episode was actually done by 2 different directors and 2 different writers. So the first half dealt almost exclusively with the wedding. Did they get married? Well, seeing as how Oliver was taken over by the dark side, for lack of better terminology, he actually had forged a ring out of gold kryptonite, which removed all of Superman's abilities. Actually, I should call him Clark Kent because he never became known as Superman. Remove all of Clark's abilities, therefore allowing Darkseid to easily take over. Okay. But at the last second, before the ring gets put on his finger, Chloe realizes that it begins to glow. Knocks the ring off. Is like, no, something's wrong. Oliver, eyes turn jet black. Mini battle. And Clark is able to free Oliver of the dark side. Okay, pretty good. While that's going on, Tess has been kidnapped. By who? By Lionel. What's Lionel want? Lionel's planning on removing her heart to put it into Lex, who has been Frankenstein from the best parts of all of the clones that he's been working on. Okay. Different. So of course she fights her way out of it and passes elite security guards. And actually shoots Lionel. Lionel, who was offered before, Darkseid offered to bring his son back, and he went, no. He's offered again while he's mortally wounded. Now, Smallville's never had a very large budget for special effects, so I'll give them that for Darkseid. Darkseid was more of a concept, an idea, as opposed to being an actual physical presence, which actually kind of works out more with what Grant Morrison would do with him. And he makes him the deal. I'll use your heart to bring your son back to life, but I get your soul. Okay. Okay. So all this is going on. The planet Apocalypse, yes, the actual physical planet Apocalypse, is on a collision course with Earth. There's only effects electromagnetically, there's no gravitational effects. Just electromagnetically. Clark Kent is trying to figure out if he actually can defeat the darkness and defeat the dark side entity. And Zod is actually in the battle against Darkseid after he's talked with his father Jonathan, as well as Jor-El. He finally realizes that everything he's done for the past 10 years has been to lead up to this moment. And that's when he finally flies. And how does he defeat Darkseid? By believing in himself and flying straight through him. Trust me, it's a lot. Knowing that they did Darkseid more as a presence, as an entity, and less of an actual physical force, it worked fairly well. And then it was, okay, so what can I do now? Now he knows he can fly, he goes back to the fortress. Nice bit of dialogue between him and Jor-El. I will say this: the scenes where it was him and Oliver discussing, becoming the hero you're supposed to be, him and Lois, him and Martha, and Jonathan, and Jor-El, even the conversation he has with Lex Luthor, who comes back, were all scripted very, very well, and really led up to the moment where he finally puts the suit on. and he saves Air Force One. And he also flies and begins to move the planet Apocalypse, which begins to give people hope, which destroys the Omega symbol on them. Now, of course, you're probably asking yourself, do you get a good shot of him in the suit? No. No, they're always like teasing shots. Shots from a distance, shots where he's like his back, shots where he's like, moving something, shots of him in space, close up on his face, but you never get to see the full shot of him in the entire suit. They did a great job at always kind of tiptoeing around that. And of course, it's bookended by Chloe telling a child something. If you watch that in the beginning, you'll notice that when she hugs Clark gets kind of a funny look. Yeah. So they kind of tiptoe around the fact that Chloe's actually pregnant and it's Oliver's kid. So at the very end, it actually ends with the kid looking at a bow and a quiver full of arrows. So all in all, was this satisfactory? Getting to see him in the suit, getting to see him fly. You didn't get to see him in the suit for there is no perfect shot of him in the suit. There isn't, and that's probably for budgetary reasons. But at the very end, when they're ready to get married again, and someone goes, "There's a bomb in an elevator," runs to the top of the building, pops his shirt open. There's the symbol as he goes running towards the camera. Knowing that they mentioned that there weren't supposed to be any tights and no flying, they threw in flying like the last half an hour of the last episode, and bits and pieces shot of the tights. For what it did for 10 years of being a superhero story that had very, very little of the actual superhero-ness to it, they did a very good job with that. Of course, now it's off the air. I guess we have to look forward to NBC's Wonder Woman, which didn't get picked up.